Hello YouTube. Making a video today of my next project that I've been tinkering with. This is a 91 RS Camaro with a 305 in it. My wife picked this car up. She decided that she wanted to have herself a little toy, something that she can tinker with and drive around in. She kind of told me that I have plenty of my own toys, so she kind of wanted her own. So she picked this car up. The car actually is in really good shape. She got a really good deal on it. The biggest thing was mostly cosmetic. The paint was in pretty rough shape, so I decided that I'm going to paint this car for her. Now, I'm definitely no professional, or expert when it comes to painting, but I'm not a stranger to doing painting. To everybody that has watched my videos or subscribed to my channel, I would like to say thank you to you all for subscribing to my channel and the support that I get from everybody. But as you see, like in my videos, I'm not a stranger to painting. I've painted the Ecto 1 there, my old Mach 1 Mustang, that miniature fire truck, done some work on my 99 Dakota, that motorcycle, stuff like that. So I've painted a lot of stuff over the years, but I wouldn't say that I'm definitely like an expert at it. And a lot of the stuff I paint is, like projects like, like that one right there, the Ghostbusters car, something like that, where even if it had, some imperfections and stuff like that in it, and you take that stuff to shows, nobody's really looking at the body work or the paint work, for the most part. Most people are just, the novelty of it, that's, it's parked there, has the lights going, people are more thrilled of what the car is, not what the car looks like. Versus something like this is going to be a little different. So I want to make sure this car looks as good as I could possibly get it. So I probably spent about 2 weeks doing prep work on this car. I sanded it down, primered it, guide coated, blocked it out, found all the little dings and dents. Well, hopefully I found all the dings and dents that are in it. And today I'm going to be finishing up a little bit more on the hood. I'm going to start getting everything taped up, and then today's going to be paint day. I'm going to be repainting it a green. It was originally a green, but she's going with a more of a brighter green. She found this stuff online. That's the color it is. She kind of likes the color of the new Camaros. That's obviously not the color of the new Camaros, but she picked this up. It's a acrylic enamel, single stage, 8:1 ratio. According to the website, this doesn't require any reducer, just the hardener or catalyst. And I got the mixing cups. I picked up a new spray gun, my other spray gun that you see me use a lot, like on my Halloween props, everything like that. I've been spraying oil-based lacquers, house paints, all that stuff through it. So I really don't want to use that gun to paint this car. So I picked up another cheap gun that I'm going to use. But today I'm going to finish up the last little bit that I got to do. I'm going to plastic and tape everything off that I don't want any paint on. Then I got to go through and get the shop cleaned up, try to get as much dust blown out of here as possible, set up a fan right there in the garage door, and I'm going to be painting this today and see how it looks. Alright, I'm just about getting ready to spray. Went in and got the whole car wiped down. I tacked it once already. I'm going to tack it again. I got my water separator, regulator, everything all set up here. Bought a brand new hose, so this way I know there's nothing, no contaminants in the hose. See, I got the fan in the back set up, ready to go. I have it turned off at the moment because it's noisy. Now what I'm going to do is, since I picked up this style gun, I haven't really used this particular one yet. I normally buy that one. It's kind of a purple color, so I'm not sure how well it's going to spray. I did spray some paint thinner through it already just to see how to adjust the patterns and all that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the mirrors first just to see how well I like the gun, because these would be easier to sand down and fix than the whole car is going to be. So I'm going to start off by doing those and just see how I like it before I mess with the whole car. Alright, did a little sample run on the mirrors. At least I'm hoping once I get enough, the 3 coats on this, I'll be able to do like a small wet sand, like a cut and buff on it. It's a little orange peely. I also feel I got to adjust my gun just a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and get ready to paint the car. See, I got my floor hose down. Gonna mix the rest of the paint. All right, getting ready to mix up more paint. Obviously, I use this to do the mirrors real fast. But I just want to show this real quick. For anybody that's not super sure about how to read these cups, you see all the bigger numbers on the top. Like mine is an 8-to-1 ratio. So I would just find, like right here, I got my 8-to-1. And pretty much all that is just, you just line up your numbers. So like since mine supposedly doesn't need any reducer or thinner, just the catalyst or hardener. If I fill this can up to 3, I just fill the hardener up to the 3. If say mine was an 811, there's a scale for that one. Same thing. I would say I just fill it to the 3. Then I would fill my next product, whether it be the reducer or the hardener, to the 3, and then the next one to the 3. So this way it all lines up. Every one of them are going to be the same way. Now they're all going to, obviously they're not all going to fall in that nice little straight upward. Just in case, like you got one right here, which is a 412. That scale is going to go in a different way. But any paint that you buy, if it requires a thinner, a hardener, or anything like that, is going to have some kind of ratio on the side of it, and that's what's going to essentially make that paint perform the best. That's where it's going to spray the best, going to lay the best, and it's going to cure the best. So whenever you're doing any kind of paint, if you're not sure, pretty much that's just what these numbers are for right here, and that's just pretty much how you use them. I got the first coat on. It's kind of noisy in here with the fan on. I had to adjust my gun a little more. You see I got a little bit of tiger striping going on the hood, but hopefully once I get the second and third coat on there, that'll kind of go away. So we'll just see how it looks. Alright, I'm getting ready to start layer 2. All right, I let it sit overnight. I'm gonna say I'm not super happy with how the paint laid down. I think, you know, even though the website and everything said it didn't need reducer, I think reducer would have helped make it lay down a little better. You know, would have thinned it up a little more, so it would have sprayed a little more, would have atomized a little bit better. But I mean, it came out all right. Next is going to be to do a wet sanding on it. Now that's the reason why you try to do at least 3 or 4 coats on something, is so you have the material to be able to sand off. I started doing wet sanding on one of the mirrors just to see how well this is going to, you know, sand and buff out. I had about 3 layers on the mirrors. You see the one on the right here was that one I've already wet sanded and buffed it. Now I do got to do one more fine grit to finish out. And then you see the one that I haven't done yet. So you see the orange peel on this one versus this one right here. I mean, it's like even when you try to look at the reflection of like outside the garage doors, I mean, you can see there's a pretty good difference in that. But that's why you add a few extra layers so you have material to sand off. Now what I did is, because the hood, I kind of did a rookie mistake on it, a user error. Whenever you have metallics, metallic paints are kind of hard to spray, because what happens is like, you know, I kept starting in the same area, you know, going like in my patterns. What happens is the metallics will build up, and that's where you get these dark areas, because that's just all the metallics building up in those areas, you know, from the paint. So it's kind of like a user error, you know, rookie mistake there. So, but I ended up had just enough paint to put one more layer on the hood. So the hood actually has about 4 layers on it. I'm hoping once I wet sand the hood out and buff it, and you get it out in the sun, that most of that tiger striping will go away. If not, I'm probably gonna have to pull the hood off, sand it, prime it, and reshoot it again. But the rest of the car turned out pretty good. I don't really have any striping on the rest of the car. The rest of the car came out pretty good. I think a good cut and buff on this car is gonna make this car look really good when it's done. And the paint itself actually looks pretty good out in the sun. You know, the wife wanted green, so she got green. But you can see it's definitely green. So keep an eye out for part 2 of this video of me painting the wife's Camaro. And thanks for watching.